Hey YouTube, this is Timtomnaru here. Sorry for the messed up screen. I'm trying to fix the audio to where my voice goes over the music. There we go, that should be better. Anywho, without further ado, this will be a Python tutorial, not actually on coding, but this will be on how to use the Microsoft Rewards automation bot. This bot is no longer being published on GitHub, but luckily I have a backup copy and it still works perfect. So without further ado, you want to go to python.org, click downloads, and then click view full list of downloads. So for example, if you have 64-bit, you could just click on the 3.80. If you have 32-bit, you want to click on the word Windows and then scroll down and make sure you get the one that says 32-bit binaries. For example, we're on stable right now, so it needs to be at least 3.6 or above, if I'm not mistaken. No, Selenium's 3.14, but yeah, it needs to have at least 3.6 Python. It can be 3.8. So for example, when you click on 3.8 and then you scroll down to Windows, okay. I don't know where exactly the 32-bit downloader is, or installer, but it's here somewhere. Oh, okay, you have to look for the x86 embedded executable zip, but again, it has to be one of the ones, or executable installer. Sorry, one of the ones that's on here. So you could either use the executable installer or the web install. I would suggest the exe install. So just save it. Now this is version 3.75. Again, you can use version 3.8. It's just a matter of preference. So yeah, and here it is. I've already installed it. Make sure, I'm gonna walk you guys through the install. Make sure you install it and sorry. Check this button here that says add to path and make sure the button is checked for launch and install for all users. Don't click install now, instead click customize. All these ones checked are okay. And make sure you have the for all users checked, and it's going to ask for admin permission. Okay, now check the box at top where it says install for all users, and then backspace the program files because it needs to go in a folder that it can write to without restrictions. So for example, this is C:\Python 37. You can get rid of the -32 and then just click the install button. I'm going to click cancel because I already have mine installed, but you want to click install if you don't have it installed. Again, it's just a matter of preference. 3.7 is for 32-bit. 3.8 is again only for 64-bit, as you can tell. So after you download Python, you also need this thing called Selenium, but you can get that installed directly from Python, and I'll show you how. So once you're in your C drive, you see the Python 37. You can hold the shift and right click. Now mine says open PowerShell, but yours will probably say open command prompt here because it's you're probably not running a developer version of Windows, is what I'm trying to say. Anywho, let me go ahead and type cd/, and that'll bring us to the root of the C drive. Type cd space Python 37 and make sure that the P is capital. I don't think it matters, but the spacing definitely matters. Okay, so now we're on here. Now if we were on Linux or Termux, we would put ls for list the files, but since we're in Windows, just to make sure it has the right files, you type in dir for directory, and you'll see that python.exe is in here. That's what you need. So you need the python.exe. You'll see just to make sure that it's in here and that you have it set up right. Okay, so now since you had the add to path button, you can get to it from any directory. That's the good news. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into my folder, the test3 folder. I'm going to open up the Microsoft Reward login.example with Notepad. You can use Notepad++ or any other editor. Username is going to be your email. Password is going to be the password for that email. And you can do up to 5 per computer, but again, I would only do 4 so you wouldn't have to worry about getting banned. Also, when you open up the MS Rewards, you can edit it with idle, which is the built-in script editor to Python. And then you hit Control F. See all these things that it has up here, the imports. Those are things that has to be installed for this to work. But besides that, also, if, say for example, you want to fix the time where it oh shoot, wrong button. Where it waits for the next search. So, for example, on here, let me see. It's somewhere on here. Just give me a second so I can find it. I already edited mine, and I'll be putting the edited version on here, the one that's harder to detect. See, it says time in between searches. If you just hit Control F and type search, oh, and also you can change the Bing search URL. If you, for example, instead of going to the /search, you can change it to, like, for example, / or .news. Just an example. And again, it's totally optional to edit this. So parse args is the part where it tells it how and when and which way to search. Get search terms. It's using Google API to find the latest trending searches on Google, and then it's going to come up with the list called search_terms, and it's going to what's it called? And then once you put in the search terms, it will what's it called? It'll automatically search. It'll automatically search the terms and randomly put them on the screen. It puts it in shuffle mode, kind of like on an iPod or iTunes or whatever you use nowadays. Anywho, you'll see here if not. So define login. So it logs in, and then assuming that you're not in the login page, it's going to enter in your password, blah blah. Okay, searches for element by matching ID. So this part right here is the login prompt, and it tells you how long to wait in between logging in. That's not what I'm looking for though. Okay, define search. Here we go. Search terms, mobile search. Okay. Start search. Okay, search border, blah blah. Okay, dailies, daily poll, quiz, drop quiz, sign in prompts. Searches for selector, meaning search term, and if found, loop, else repeat every 2 seconds until time elapsed. And it's searching for time, start time to wait. Okay, I got it. Next. Here we go. Clears search bar and enters in next search term. Now, right here, it has a default of ½ second. I change it to 5 seconds here. I change the sleep after the part right here to 10 seconds. So it waits 5 seconds. It clears out the search thing. It types it in. and then it waits 10 seconds before hitting enter, and then it randomly sleeps between 3 to 4 seconds before starting again. So I found that to be pretty effective. I'm just going to close out of this because I didn't actually edit anything, but that's just so you guys will know what to do. Anywho, sorry if you can hear the background noise, by the way. So first things first, you want to open up your Google Chrome, and you want to make sure that you have Chrome driver. Now it is built into here, but the Chrome driver version and the actual Google version need to match. So you go into the little three dots, go to settings, go to about Chrome. You see I'm using version 78, even though it's not the latest version 78. It's not version 77, and that's the important part. So we're going to wait for this to update for about a minute or so. In the meanwhile, I'll show you guys how to check your thing. So Chrome driver is included with this version 78. So again, you can be on an older version 78, but it has to at least start with 7.8 dot. So make sure that that is the case before running the script. Now to run the script, I've edited this this batch file to work better. So the way that it works is it scrapes the daily searches from Reddit scrape. It runs, then it runs Python for the mobile search, then it does the PC search, then it does the quizzes, your daily quizzes, and then it does the email, and then it exits. So, and then it does this for all however many accounts you have. Just make sure once you edit this .example file that you rename it and get rid of the .example so it looks like this one here, because otherwise it's not going to work, you know, and that wouldn't be good. Anywho, as you can see, Chrome is up to date now. Now you're not actually going to be launching Chrome itself. You're going to be launching it through this thing called Chrome driver. So all you have to do to get in here, let me do cd/. I put it in a root of a C drive in a folder called test3. Again, the folder name and where you put it is up to you. Just make sure all of these files are in the same folder. You don't have to have the zip or the .example. Those are just optional. That's just to show you where to put it before you extract it and before you edit it. Anywho, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and run this batch file. I have this as a Windows task, and I know you're thinking, well, I don't know how to do that. Let me show you. If you have Windows 10, just go into Settings, type Task, and Schedule. Oh, let me type Schedule. Schedule Tasks. See? It's on here. Give it a second to pop up. Here we go. Task Scheduler. So here's your task scheduler. Now again, under library, you see task scheduler library. If I can click on it, there we go. You'll see one on here called test3. Again, it's named after the folder. And let me show you how I did this. All you have to do is click the create task button, and then you create a task. You come up with the name, you come up with where it starts, and you come up with who's running it. So for example, this running as admin, run only when user is logged on. I'm going to have it to do whether I'm logged on or not. So that way it can run it even if the computer's in standby mode. Triggers, make sure to add a trigger or it won't run. So for example, I have mine run at 5 o'clock every morning and it's enabled. So once you click new and you add this, then you edit it or enable it and you're good to go. Actions, make sure to change the actions, change to start a program, and then you click the new button, browse. Since we're already in the test3 folder, but make sure you select the run bot.bat file. Yeah, that's about it, and so it'll automatically run it at 5 a.m. every morning. And let me show you how to manually schedule it too, in case you want to test it and make sure all the points are there. So you just go to the task scheduler, the same way I did. Go into Start, go to Settings, type in task or type in Schedule, and Task Scheduler comes up. And then click on Task Scheduler Library, and here it is, Test3. Now we just need to right-click Run. and it's going to run the batch file as administrator in the background. Again, just to double check that it's running as admin. Yeah, it's good. Okay. It'll say administrator up here. It doesn't have to, but so it's already scraped the terms from Reddit, and now it's going to open up a version of Chromium with the mobile searches. So I'm going to wait on it. Okay, and it gives you a warning that Chrome is being automatically controlled by a by automated software, which I already knew. So I'm just waiting on it to enter the password. Just give it some time. There we go. It entered the password, and now we're logged in. Now, as you can see, I'm on a 6-day streak of running this, so it's doing all right. It's doing its searches, so we'll just World Series Flasher, oof. Hopefully this won't be inappropriate because I don't want to have to edit this video. Not like I'm trying to be lazy. Oh, thank God they cleaned it up. Good stuff. But yeah, so that was the only search term that I had for that particular account because I was already maxed out. It has to search at least once to be able to check the number of points and searches that you have, which is why it closed out like that, because it was supposed to. See, anytime it comes up with a new listening with the IP address and the port, that means it's on to the next account. See, developer Timothy. Now it's just going to do a quick common search. No, it's not that common. It just goes to the Google Daily Trends. And yeah, as you can see, it waited 5 seconds. It backspace types it in, and then now it's waiting 10 seconds. Then it's going to hit enter. So you have approximately, and then it's going to wait another 4 seconds. And again, it closed it because of the fact that I was already maxed out on my searches. Now, some of these might not be maxed out on the dailies or on the emails. I just want to show you guys what it looks like when it's running. I'm not sick or anything, I just kind of lost my voice, not really sure why. Anywho, yep, so it goes to the main page, the search page, and then it searches, and then it's going to hit enter after 10 seconds. This is just how I have mine programmed. You guys are welcome to change it, because it is open source and it's Python, so it's all good. Okay, so it'll probably close because maybe this account doesn't have its daily searches, because there was one I had to close early. See, so like they say, it never hurts to check, right? Right. Make sure not to run a bunch of crap in the background. Now, I know it's kind of contradicting what I'm doing because I'm recording and I'm replying to messages and crap, but just keep that in mind. This thing can easily run on a computer with no graphics card and only a gigabyte of RAM, as long as the Windows is properly optimized and able to run at least one browser tab, then it's fine. Verlander, Hitler, oof. Anywho. Yeah, it's doing the searches. In Young Yu. Oh, I guess it's Yoon. I have never heard of that artist before that draws or does some type of artwork. Thousands of texts with demands of threats to boyfriend. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. No, just kidding. Okay, now when this pops up, just click cancel. And because this is my approximate location, but it's not the exact zip code location, you know. I don't like to enable location services on Windows if I don't have to. Just another way for them to track you and show you ads that are not necessarily relevant. I'd rather have unrelevant ads than relevant ads because it seems less like spying, I guess. Not that it really matters because they all spy on you, but you know. So this thing's just going to do the searches in the background. You only need a couple commands to get this thing started. To get all these requirements, all you need is Python, and then you can install the request, Selenium, and Chrome all with one command. And the way that you do it is you have to cd into the folder where the requirements.txt is, or wherever your bot is, and you copy and paste the command. It should be in here. Yeah, here we go. Pip install space -r requirements.txt. Copy this. I'm gonna open up a new thing so I can show you. cmd, or I'm sorry, cd/cd test3, and then now that we're in the folder that the script is in, we're gonna paste this thing by right clicking up here, go to edit, paste, click enter. It's gonna check and install the requirements. Of course it's gonna realize the requirements are already there. See Beautiful Soup 4, that's one of the plugins that's already there. This one of this other one is already here. Request is here. Selenium's here. Chrome is there, so it's good. If for some reason Chrome doesn't launch, type in pip space install space Chromium. There, just like that, and it'll install the Chrome browser for Linux. Even though I'm running this in Windows, this can easily run in Linux. Anything that can run Python can run this script for the most part. Okay, so this is probably going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and share on Facebook and Twitter. Laters.